going on, everybody? I'm Mr. Powerlove, the Realtor. I'm here with my friend David Cooper, aka Neighborhood, founder and owner of Wasted Brand. I want to thank you very much for taking time out your day to let me come interview you.
Oh, certainly.
Appreciate it. Yeah. So, how did you come up with the idea for Wasted Brand?
Yeah, Wasted Brand. It basically stemmed off of a music project that I was doing because I used to make music as well.
Right.
That's where it kind of launched from. And somewhere along the line of doing music, I just kind of snapped into knowing that artists get, a lot of their leeway off merchandising. So we kind of just jumped ahead and just worry about the merchandising.
Cool. And do you have we kind of explained that already, but is there like the main story behind Wasted Brand?
Yeah, so again, I was doing music and just kind of jumped into what I thought was progression due to merchandising, making a tangible product because, rap music is a hard sport. Everybody loves to be creative.
Yeah.
Everybody loves to give it a shot, but, a lot of times it's not realistic for people as full time, although it's different with the internet age now.
Yeah.
And just started focusing on making a tangible product, and then we were testing it, and then once we figured out people wanted it, we made it, we branded it more. We're still branding it, we're still marketing it,
Right.
and still just trying to get it out there.
Yeah, that sounds cool. So I got some more questions. Have you ever felt like this wasn't for you and you wanted to quit?
You definitely have times that you feel stagnant, and you question certain things, you question yourself. I think that's with everybody and everything.
Right.
So you just gotta naturally kind of work through it and just try to figure out what's next. I mean, not every day is gonna be booming,
Yeah.
Not everything's gonna be the excitement.
Right.
It's cliche to say, all the behind the scenes stuff is,
Yeah.
a lot of times a shit show, but there's a lot of challenges, and it definitely makes you, question some things, but I wouldn't trade it.
Yeah, I could kind of relate because it's been several times I've wanted to quit and give up, but then I'm like, I got a purpose to do this and just keep going and keep finding things that motivate me.
Absolutely.
So how'd you come up with the nickname Neighborhood?
Yeah, so Neighborhood Kid is a name that I came up with probably around late 2008, 2009. And I was just kind of pondering on some things one day, and I just wanted it to be universal. So, Neighborhood Kid I thought it represented everybody because I'm kind of like, no matter who you are or where you're at in life, you'll always be a neighborhood kid. You once was a neighborhood kid. It's the one thing that we all have in common in the world. We was all in that adolescence at some point in a neighborhood and a kid, that's really where it goes. And it's definitely just neighborhood kid, because some people say the neighborhood kid, but it's not just one. That's everybody. Everybody's a neighborhood kid,
And that's something like kind of worldwide you feel too, just kids in different neighborhoods, not only in the United States, but worldwide. So that's kind of cool because everybody could relate to that and stuff.
Yeah, it's a universal effect. You're gonna see the neighborhood kid merch coming from presented by Wasted Brand pretty quick.
That's cool.
Got some good mock-ups and stuff.
Right. So how long has this store here been around?
This one here, yep. So this our flagship headquarters. It technically is a store. We do shopping by appointment only.
Right.
We allow people that are in the city to come in, or worldwide, whenever you are in the city, anybody can come in. People come in from out of state all the time too.
Right.
So late 2019 is when we launched the space. Actually, I'll take that back. We acquired it October of 2019, and we worked on it for 3 months or so, and we launched early January of 2020.
Okay.
And the funny thing is, that weekend was a massive ice storm in Grand Rapids. But a lot of the family, a lot of people still showed out. We were pretty grateful for that.
Yeah.
Just right on the cusp of the COVID reaction,
Right.
that was coming.
Yeah. So I've been in here a couple times too. We grabbed some stuff. It's definitely a cool spot.
I appreciate that.
No doubt.
It's for everybody.
Yeah. And speaking of that, do you plan on eventually down the road open up any locations like out of town or out of state?
We would love to, expand with integrity.
Right.
So with expansion comes a lot of challenges.
Yeah.
Just a lot of regroup.
Definitely.
But I mean, yeah, it would be nice. We've thought about it. We wanted to offer a spot for the city where we're founded at.
Right.
First and foremost. And like I said, it's more or less our headquarters that we invite people into. A flagship store, a brick and mortar. Yeah, it would be a dream come true. Launch one in downtown Atlanta or Cleveland or wherever we deemed it would be necessary. So hopefully in the future something like that.
Yeah, definitely. And that's kind of cool that you mentioned shopping by appointment only, because I'm a Nipsey Hussle fan.
Mm-hmm.
I know you probably are too.
Definitely.
And they opened up a store out there in LA.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I can't remember exactly what type of store, but they do appointment only
Yeah.
as well, and you can like book it for the whole day,
Mm-hmm.
or you can book it for like an hour or so.
Like a marathon pop-up or something?
Yeah. So that's pretty cool to see something like that going on. Did you kind of already have that? You basically had that idea though before.
I mean, I had an idea of kind of how we wanted to approach that portion of it. Offering our clothing in house, because we focus a lot online,
Right.
not just 100% of brick and mortar yet.
Right.
Everybody's journey is different.
Mhm.
However you choose to go at it. But we definitely studied Nipsey and the marathon clothing, and admired them with everything. So we adapt, take inspiration just from a lot of people. But our open 24 hours concept is, you see that a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
We push that as a lifestyle deed.
Right.
Whatever you do, in life, do it 24 hours. That's how you can be successful.
Yeah, definitely. Because you can't really sleep and waste time. Because the more sleep you get, somebody's already up like 3, 4, 5 hours ahead of you, so they're getting more time in to get the work in than you are. So you kind of like got to keep that going.
Absolutely, man. Test yourself and work at your speed. Definitely work at your boundaries. But it's a cold world out there.
Yeah, definitely.
If you got something real, it's gonna do its thing.
Right. And so how long has your website been in operation?
So we're off and on with the website, since pretty much we started, which was, late 2014. 2015 we worked on it, and then we were fortunate enough to bump into, Waka Flocka.
Yeah.
And we started touring with him and kind of a real grasp on doing pop-ups.
Right.
So we were popping up at, University of Wisconsin, DePaul, you name it, Cleveland State. We was all over Waka, man. Shout out to Brick Squad, Kwame and them, it's Big Bro. And got a taste for the pop-up thing, so we really started focusing on grassroots level. So going back to the website, we kind of worked on it off and on, trying to develop it, and got it to what we think is a good spot now, where people can have a good experience on there.
Yeah, and that's funny because you beat me to my next question. I was going to ask you, how did you end up linking up with Waka?
Yep. So Waka came through based off another affiliate of ours that was actually, taking the duty of how Waka wanted to hire a blunt roller.
Right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So my homeboy B, he stepped into that role and started working with them, and at the same time, he was with Wasted Brand heavy.
Yeah.
And we was introducing the brand to him, so it all kind of gelled all together. In fact, if you watch the episode of Ridiculousness with Waka on there, he gonna mention us.
Yeah, that's cool. And
He gonna say it's white boys from Michigan.
and speaking of shows, my wife and I was watching that show that he had with Tim.
Yeah, Meet the Flockers.
Yeah, he had some of the
With the
wasted.
Flocka.
He had some of the Wasted Brand gear on
People
there.
out on that show, you know what I'm saying? That shows you right there, you know what I'm saying? That's big homie. So
Yeah.
and like I said, his older brother Kwame,
Right.
who's an A&R for 808 Mafia, talented guy behind the scenes. That's Big Bro too. Anytime we go to Atlanta, we make sure we check in with them. So.
Man, one of these days I
Brick
might have
Squad.
to come down there with you. So, some of the names you mentioned, is there any other names in the industry that you work with? I know a while back, I went to the fashion show in Las Vegas,
Yeah.
and I seen some footage where you handed out some merch to Jim Jones
Yep.
and Joel Santana. And you know, coming up back in the day, those were kind of some of my favorite guys.
Nice. Yeah, me too.
How did that go? Did you end up actually, you know, kind of speaking with them a little bit? then?
Yeah, we were fortunate, you know what I'm saying, to get in the circle while they was there. They was there promoting Dipset Couture as well, you know what I'm saying, because they do a lot of stuff. And yeah, you know, once we kind of held our designs up and whatnot, you know, they was like, yeah, let's check it out, you know. So we gave some stuff to Freaky Zeke, Jim Jones, Jewels. Jewels was spotted in it, you know, several months after we
Right.
gave it to him. You know, and Jim is a fashion icon himself doing his thing, so he burned and turned a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
We were fortunate enough to get with Cameron, you know, early on too. That was like early 2014. So it's a full circle. What's crazy is, yeah, we got stuff to Cameron on an occasion, and then the rest of the Dipset last year in Vegas.
Yeah.
And we regularly send stuff to Arsonist,
Okay.
who is the lead producer for the production crew called the Heatmakers.
Right.
Yep. So they're really responsible for the Dipset sound, all the sampling and everything.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Arsonist, man. He's a legend.
Yeah.
That's, you know, he's up there like with Kanye West doing the sampling.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of like intertwined, as you were saying earlier, how, you know, hip hop and fashion kind of goes hand in hand, you know.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. We're definitely students of the game.
Right. And I think you might have already mentioned this, but it was 2014 when you first launched Wasted Brand.
Yeah, 2014 is when we really put it on, you know, on the front of the box,
Right.
and sent it out. See what was happening at that point. You know, that's when we were moving with it.
Yeah.
It became Wasted Brand Global.
Right.
Before that, it was just kind of a concept of music.
Yeah.
Because when you're doing music, you look at every line and every bar. You know, you kind of elaborate off that. Like a bar, you might have said, you know, you think it's so dope, you want to turn that into an actual concept for the next song.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's just
Yeah.
kind of how it works, like some stem cell research shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Like I'm, you know, heavy into
How-
music, and especially hip hop as well.
For sure, and yeah, that's where Neighborhood Kid actually came from, because you know, it was a line that I spit. I forget exactly how it went, but growing up, I was just a neighborhood kid. I wanna hunt it. And I was like, you know, I was like, that's the stage name right there.
Right.
That's the lead. I was like, Neighborhood Kid. It's universal.
Yeah, definitely. And I also noticed just basically some Instagram posts, social media. I see you do a lot of things in the community. I see you, you know, hit local spots like Lotus Bud, different things like that. Are you involved in any, I know you do community stuff, but is there any, let me see how to put this, any community involvement besides that you get into?
I mean, we're always approached by, you know, people that are activists and trying to make the city better, and we oblige that. We let the community bring it upon us.
Right.
We make regular donations with clothes. You know what I'm saying? We always out there around Hardside.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
giving stuff away. We just don't try to glorify all that.
Yeah, because
it's you know, it's not for people's satisfaction.
Yeah.
You know? It's definitely just something else, and
right.
we just keep that a little bit more sacred. But
yeah.
we try to play our part. You
Right.
know? And anybody that has anything they want to involve Wasted Brand in, please send us an email, send us a direct message on all platforms, and you know, we'll kindly have a chat and respond and see if we can, you know, help in any way possible.
Right. So a lot of people don't understand how hard it is to run a business. They just see the glitz and glamour. What advice would you give anybody trying to create a business, or somebody that's just getting a business off the ground, or even somebody like myself? You know, I've been not in clothing, but I've been in the real estate industry for about 3 years, and like I said, people see the glitz and the glamour, but behind the scenes they don't see all the work and stuff that you got to put into
I mean, you just have to prepare yourself to have a mindset. You know, anything worth having, you know, to accumulate. It takes time.
Yeah.
And you have to be willing to take a loss.
Right.
You know, a lot of people can't take a loss that aggravates people or confuses them or, you know, it unmotivates them or all that, right? So if you go into it just knowing, okay, you know, I'm gonna take a loss at some point,
Right.
you know, maybe more than one time, you know. You'll be better off, you know, finding the evolution of what you're trying to do a little quicker.
Right.
Because, you know, I mean, God has a plan, and as long as you kind of just doing what's in your heart, you know, hopefully you're gonna figure it out. We're still figuring it out. You know?
Yeah,
nobody's perfect or nothing, but
Right. And that kind of reminds me of Ice Cube. I saw this podcast he was doing, and he was like, within like the 5 to 10 years, if you're not willing to consistently put in that work, because sometimes it might take you 5 to 10 years to see the results.
absolutely.
And he said, you know, within the first couple of years, you're gonna take some losses, and that's when people quit. But you gotta grind it out and just keep putting it in there. And like I said earlier, a lot of people don't understand that. But you know, once you get your feet planted good and keep that momentum going, then you know it's no stopping from there.
Yeah, I mean, people get addicted to results. Once you get results, it becomes addictive, and that, you know, that applies to anything.
Right.
Even if you're working out, you know, you start to see a little something.
Okay, keep motivated.
Keep going. You know, now
Right.
you get addicted to that, and that's the glory of it. That's the fruits of the labor. You know.
Right. So if there was one thing you could go back and tell your younger self some advice, what would that be?
Before the wasted brain stuff, like
like maybe like early teenage years.
probably just to focus a little bit more. You know what I mean? Everybody's got every family's got the challenges. My upbringing wasn't the best.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My parents were full-blown drug addicts, just not responsible people.
Right.
You know, and it kind of spawned off into us offspring a little bit. Loving people, just not the most responsible people.
Yeah.
So me and my little bro, you know what I'm saying? We were faced to just make our way through that, and turned out pretty good, I would say. But I would just tell my younger self to, you know, focus a little bit more and just to take it a little bit slower. You know,
Right.
Life was a little fast when we was younger.
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
I could relate to that. And I know you're a big University of Michigan fan, and you had a chance to see the national game in person. How was that experience?
yeah. So I mean, you know, chance of a lifetime, man. It was
Right.
exhilarating. I'm a lifelong Michigan Wolverine fan, just being born and raised in Michigan.
Right.
Love the state, love my climate. In fact, my grandfather played for Michigan, you know, 1958 through 1960. So it's
man,
just
that's
embedded with us.
Right.
When I was in high school, Michigan won the championship in '97, their portion of it that year, which was how it was set up.
Right.
And we've been waiting since then for another one.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So yeah, like I said, we're season ticket holders, and you know, we just love our team, man. We love our state.
Yeah, definitely. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Back then in '96, was Rod Woodson? Was he on the team?
Charles Woodson.
Charles Woodson. Yeah.
Charles Woodson was on the team.
And he went to play with the Raiders.
Yep.
Yeah. So back then, he was one of my favorite guys back then, especially when he went to the Raiders.
Yep.
So he did some pretty amazing things.
Yeah, you know, he's the only defensive player that's ever won the Heisman.
Yeah.
ESPN just dropped a 30 for 30
Oh man.
on the 1997 Heisman race.
Dang, I'm gonna have to catch that. I probably missed it, but I'm pretty sure they'll play it back again. Then I also noticed a while back you actually did a launch with like Michigan themed colors for Wasted Brand.
Yeah. So I mean, just being fans, we did a little bit of each. We did for the Michigan Wolverines, and we did for the Michigan State Spartans. You know, I mean, shout out to the Spartans. You know, they're right there too.
Right.
A lot of friends that represent the Spartans, and it's for everybody. So we pick concepts, certain colleges that we love to be thematic with, and just being from Michigan, we kind of started with that. But our colors are definitely inspired from, you know, a lot of sports history and pop culture, and which plays a part.
Do you ever think you're gonna maybe re-release some new things with University of Michigan colors, or or state colors?
Definitely. Yeah, we're always doing, you know, those types of colors, no matter what it be. It might not be an exact college theme, but just more of a, you know, one-of-one products.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, we love all those colors.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of earth tones and stuff.
Yeah. So I know you're big on social media. You have a social media presence. Go ahead and tell the people, like, where can they follow you out on social media, like Instagram?
Yeah, you can Instagram at Wasted Brand Clothing, Facebook, you know, Wasted Brand Clothing. You can hop on wastedbrand.com. You know what I'm saying?
That's where you get online shopping.
Check the website out.
Yeah.
You know, see what's new, what's dropping. Follow the gang.
Yeah, definitely. That's pretty much all questions I have for you. Definitely appreciate it. Is there anything you wanted to add or?
Hey, I appreciate you coming through. You know what I'm saying? We mess with the city, so.
Yeah, definitely. Right here, 720 Curve Street.
Yeah.
How, remember you mentioned we talked about appointment only. Can they book that through the website or
yeah? So
hit you
just
up on
Instagram.
DM?
Yep. Just DM Wasted Brand Clothing on Instagram. You know, send a message, what day, what time you want to come through, and we'll make sure we get the appointment booked for you. Open 24 hours, so anytime you want to come through, we'll make it happen.
Definitely. Been a pleasure, man.
Hey,
I
yeah,
appreciate
absolutely,
it.
man.
Thank you.
Big shout out to Parlo.